Hello, and welcome to Dud and Dan.
And I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
And that was GLaDOS.
And that was GLaDOS. I prefer it much to the normal intro.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, we have a selection of things we could do. We could have GLaDOS, as we just heard.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, HAL 9000, and some others.
Yeah.
I think one of the Doctor Who's, I think.
Yeah.
Like David Tennant's Doctor Who, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. Didn't work that well. But they also have a smaller sample, I think, on that one. But that is from, we talked about it last week.
Yes.
The AI-driven website that will allow you to type in whatever you want, and it will create. It'll say
the voice, whatever character you select.
Yeah. So, I mean, GLaDOS might be the better one.
I think GLaDOS is the best one I've heard.
Yeah.
I played with it last week after we talked about it.
Yeah, that's when I did that. I just created it. I had to go look at the website because I forgot before we started doing this show.
Yeah, it's
15.ai.
15.ai.
Yeah.
So thank you for creating our new introduction.
It's not permanent.
It might be permanent.
Just a one-off.
It might be permanent.
No, it's not permanent. I played around with it for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 5 minutes or so after we finished recording last week. And I thought it was funny, so I kept the recording.
Yes.
So yeah.
But currently the website's down, apparently.
Yeah, I just was checking it to find what it was because I couldn't remember the website. And it was down for maintenance. So maybe
they're adding new characters.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe they're just working on it.
They probably could take our show and put us in there.
No, I imagine it'd be hard because we would have it. It would be like us talking. Like you could plug it in. It would be both of us together. It wouldn't be separate. It would be us talking over each other. Yeah.
So accurate.
It would just be a mishmash of both of our voices, which is basically the same voice, doubled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be really easy for them to do it. They have 256 hours
more
plus.
Yeah.
That they could
pull.
They could. I think we say probably enough in those 256 hours that they could probably make it work.
Maybe. Possibly. I mean, imagine they could easily get us saying hello.
And welcome.
And welcome. And my name is Dan.
Yeah. So if you want to type that in,
we got you covered.
We'll got it covered.
We just go to any episode.
If you want it, just let us know. We'll send you a clip.
There you go.
The turnaround's a little slower than that than 15.ai. But
might be faster. Just download your episode of choice and cut it out.
But we can get it without the music at the beginning of it. So
Yes.
Technically, yes. Are you dying?
I have a tickle. It's my allergies.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Yeah. It's been a week.
Yeah.
It's been a long week and a tired weekend, and I feel like I haven't got any rest. So other than that, meh.
Yeah.
I didn't play any games this week.
No? Nothing?
Nothing.
Not a thing?
Not a thing.
Dudley, you do know we do a show where we talk about games and games we played?
But I did not have time this week.
You did not have time. Or you didn't make time.
I did not have time. That's it. I did not have time.
I saw you last night. Sitting in the living room.
I was tired.
On Instagram.
Yeah, that's easier to do than to go decide what game I want to play. Because what would happen is, instead of spending an hour on Instagram, I would have spent an hour looking at a game going, what do I want to play? And then go to bed.
Oh, okay.
So I think I spent my time more wisely.
Don't know about that. Especially since you have a show where you talk about games.
I think it's fine.
I did play some games.
That's cool. Yeah. I want to talk about something else first.
No, we talk about games first. That's how we format this show.
I was looking at our downloads.
Okay.
Which have been good.
Yeah.
by our standards, record-breaking.
Oh, okay.
For the last
couple
months.
25 downloads? 30?
Per episode?
35.
Yeah. I don't know the exact number. But we have had our best months ever the last couple months.
Why?
Which is interesting because we only did 2 episodes last month. And we've only done 2 this month so far. This is our 3rd.
Oh, you know what that means? We should do less episodes.
That sounds like that's maybe it. That might be it. It might be it. Less is more, is what our listeners are telling us. Less is more. I've yet to figure out why our numbers are up, but what I did notice, I was looking at the entire run of the show.
Okay.
And every episode that's been downloaded, where they were downloaded.
Okay.
And I remember us talking probably 2 years ago or more. I was talking about, wouldn't it be great if we got someone in every state to listen to our show?
Yeah.
At least one, right?
Yeah, because we had the Virginian.
Yeah, the Virginian.
Who turned out wasn't actually a Virginian. It was a Texan using a Virginian VPN.
That's questionable, but I'll take it.
Okay.
So, that being said, so it's been however many years. I had to go back and find when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
But, we are close.
Are we really?
Yes.
We have a download in like every state.
Almost.
All 50 states.
All but 5.
All but 5.
So 45 states, we have at least one download.
Huh.
Now, 90% of them, we only have one download. That's a made-up statistic. I don't know the exact, but clicking around, most of them only have one or a couple. So we're missing 5 states. So I have a list here.
Oh, you put together a list.
I put together a list of the 5 states we're missing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to call out these 5 states and say,
if you know someone there.
If you know someone, listeners.
Because you're not there right now.
If you're not there right now.
Because you're not. You're not listening to us from these states.
If you're get on the horn with somebody in one of these states and tell them to listen to the show. Maybe we should hashtag these states. And maybe someone will go, wonder what they said about my state of Idaho. Which is one of them. Get at least one. If we get one in these 5 states, we'll have everyone in this country.
So, what are the states?
There's Idaho.
Okay. There's no one in Idaho.
There's potatoes.
Yeah.
And they listen to podcasts, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
They're the tough crowd. They're breaking into the potato market.
North Dakota.
I've been there.
I've been there, too.
Yeah. We were there together. Saw Mount Rushmore.
Is that North?
I believe that's in North Dakota.
I don't remember. So, North Dakota, we've been in you. Now you can be in our podcast. North Dakota. We had South Dakota. Got that one covered.
I'm sorry. Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota.
Oh, so we have not been to North Dakota.
We may not have been to North Dakota.
I don't think we've been to North Dakota.
Okay, so we haven't been to you. We've been to your cousin,
so when I said I've been in
your brother, your sister.
I was not talking about you.
State, sorry.
It's a twin thing. We got you mixed up. So South Dakota we have covered. Now we need North Dakota.
Okay.
We need South Carolina.
We've been to South Carolina.
We have been to South Carolina. We have North Carolina. But we don't have South. So
we were in South Carolina for the eclipse, weren't we?
Yes.
Wasn't the city?
Or no, that was North Carolina. We were in North. We went through South Carolina, just the point.
Oh, okay.
And then went right into North Carolina, and that's where we saw the eclipse.
You're right. We saw it in North Carolina. So that's the problem. We haven't spent enough time in these states.
Yeah, I'd never been to any of them. Well, I've been to one of them. But anyway, the next one's Alaska.
Yeah, I've definitely never been there.
Thing is, I know someone who knows someone in Alaska. So that's probably going to be an easy one to get.
Okay.
Just get our actually it's the babysitter for Red.
Yeah.
She has family or friends that live in Alaska. So
that one's done. They don't even have to listen to it. Just go download one episode.
Just go download one episode and we're done. I'll pass that message on to her.
Okay.
So that one's covered. See, I'm already putting forth effort. Now the last one is Alabama.
Do we want one in Alabama? I mean, we're not that far.
I've been to Alabama a few times.
Yeah, we could spend the day to drive over to Alabama, download an episode, and drive back.
I don't want to go back to Alabama.
We just got to dip our toe in. Just get in, find a McDonald's, get some Wi-Fi.
That's what we messed up. When we were road tripping, and we went and saw the eclipse, we should have stopped in every state, downloaded an episode.
Isn't that cheating?
No.
Uh-huh.
Someone in that state downloaded the episode.
Okay.
Just like I'm counting the Virginian, who's not a Virginian, the Texan in Virginia, using Virginia.
No, it was a Texan in Africa using a VPN that went to Virginia.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But he was also listening it from Africa because we had some hits from Africa too.
Yeah, it depends.
We had a whole lot of. We had a whole lot of. We had a whole lot in one place in Africa, and I remember us going, "Why?" And then it turned out our neighbor,
friend of ours,
was in Africa, and he listened to our show.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he still does.
I don't know if I don't think he's in Africa anymore.
No, he's not in Africa anymore, but I don't know if he still listens to the show.
I think he's just in Texas.
So, anyone, if you know someone in these 4, we'll go call 5, but we're going to get Alaska, no problem.
Okay.
4 states: Idaho, North Dakota, South Carolina, Alabama,
Alaska. Yeah. Just go get one download.
Just one.
That's
or if you got access to a VPN, you can pick the states. I'll take it. Take it as a win. So
we'll announce that we have broadcast. Not broadcast. We've downloaded in all 50 states.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I think we've already hit every continent except for like Antarctica.
Yeah.
If
you know what's in Antarctica, to listen to the thing, we'll hit all the 7 continents.
I'm pretty sure we've gotten all of them.
Did we get someone in Australia?
I don't know. I have to go back.
Because that is a continent and a country.
It is. It's one of the rare fews.
Yes.
That is both at the same time. I'll have to look at that one. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. So that could be 2. Mm-hmm. But we got the other 5, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because we got random views all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all the continents. We got North America.
Yes.
South America.
Yes.
That's 2.
Yeah. Yes.
Europe.
Yes.
Is 3. Asia.
Yes.
4. Africa is 5.
Yes.
Australia 6. Antarctica is 7.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say for sure we have North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa.
Yeah.
Don't know about Australia, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do. Surely we got one. I'm pretty sure we had New Zealand at one point. Are they part of Australia?
I mean, they're their own country.
Well, yeah, but are they part of the continent of
I don't
Australia?
know. I'm not a geologist.
Well, what good are you, Dan?
Yeah. I don't think geologist is the right word.
No, I don't think so either. It might be.
Well...
Geology?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
No, you're thinking geography.
Geography.
What's someone who studies geography? Geographist?
I have no idea. It's been too long since I had any kind of education in geography.
I've never had a professional education in geography.
I never said professional. Well, technically it's professional. They did get paid. They were teachers. I mean...
The people who taught you?
That taught geography?
Yeah, I don't remember taking a class on geography.
It's called high school. And...
No, I don't.
Middle school.
I do not recall any of a high school.
I mean,
so
there
I'm
was
assuming...
Texas. There was like a whole class just on Texas.
Yeah, that's just Texas. That's not geography.
Yeah, there was USA geography. I'm pretty sure there was a world one at one point.
I don't know.
You just forgot.
That's history, Dudley, not geography.
No. It's part of it.
Texas history. We had U.S. history. We had world history. We did not have Texas geography.
It didn't win in that order, too.
U.S. geography or world geography. We did not have any of
those.
those.
For anyone not familiar with the Texas education system, it starts with Texas.
It does.
And then the next year...
Which is the most ridiculous class. I remember us having an outdoors day where we were branding pieces of wood.
Yep. It's a great class. class.
And lassoing
let's
things.
Let's be honest. You do not eat a whole year just for Texas.
Yeah, you know how often they mention slavery?
I don't remember it once.
No, exactly.
I do not remember it.
Even though it's only about one sake, I do not recall it covering all the bases.
No. I do not recall it at all. Now, we did talk about Native Americans. I do remember that.
I don't remember
because the only reason I remember this, and this is a funny story, is we had to write. I say it's a funny story. I may not remember it well enough. Think about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great story, Dudley.
That's all my stories.
It might be funny. It
might be funny. We had to write at one point in that class, we had to write a poem.
A poem?
Or something. We had to do some kind of form of writing, and one of the options was to write a poem.
Yeah.
But we had to do it from the viewpoint of a Native American.
That sounds racist.
Looking back, it probably is. Yeah.
Sounds real. Sounds like teaching kids to culturally appropriate.
I think it was more the idea is to understand them.
Yes.
I think that's the
culturally appropriate.
Yeah. Now we'll take it a step further because here's the bad part. Who wrote the best poem?
You did?
It was me.
Oh my god. Is this one of those assignments where mom helped you?
She did. And I felt very...
Mom wrote the best poem.
It was a collaboration, which now I'm okay with, but I remember feeling very guilty when I had the best grade on it. I got like a 99 or something on it. And
top racism.
Now I'm like, I never thought about the cultural appropriation part of it.
Yeah. You wrote a racist poem.
I guarantee you I did.
You know what? I wrote a poem in school as well.
Yeah.
You know what it was about? Cookies. And it was the best poem in class as well. It was hung on the wall. I didn't ever get it back.
I don't know if I still have this other poem either. I don't know if it may exist somewhere, but I don't have it.
There's some record of you writing a racist poem.
I'm curious now because I kind of want to find it and see how racist it is because it's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
He's probably talking about, feathers and eagles and buffalo and all kinds of races.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. I remember
casinos.
I remember there being something about a plateau in it. But that's it. That's all I remember.
Oh, my God.
It probably was very racist.
Yeah, definitely. Because, the Indians only resided in the desert.
What grade was that? That was seventh grade. Seventh grade. So we would have been what?
I don't know.
Let's see.
11?
11, 12, somewhere in there.
I don't know.
Let's see. Because 12th grade, you're 18. Or you turn 18, right? So you go back 5 years. So you're 13.
Okay.
So a 13-year-old and his mom wrote a racist poem at the behest of a teacher, also a white dude.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Let's talk about games.
But here's another thing.
No more racist poems.
This is about games. Actually, he had a game, a board game.
Yeah.
In that class.
Was it about cultural appropriation?
It was not. It was about oil.
Oh my God, that's so much better.
It was about Texas oil. It was a kind of a Monopoly ripoff thing, I think.
Okay.
And I remember enjoying it and really liking it. So that ties to games.
This was at a time where you enjoyed Monopoly.
Yes.
So
I still kind of enjoy Monopoly, even though it's not a great game.
Because you're the worst kind of person.
I enjoy Monopoly mostly because I'm good at it, and that's probably the
You're
only...
lucky.
Not lucky.
Yeah, because that game is all about the dice roll and where you land.
And then if you know that, you can play the game.
Yeah.
You buy the properties to get those rolls. You play the odds. That's the whole game. It's playing the odds. But anyway.
It's as much of a game as Yahtzee is a game.
I'm wondering what happened to that guy who taught that class.
Probably still there, being racist.
I don't think so, because that school is where we went to middle school is now an elementary.
That's true.
So
he's probably teaching a racist thing somewhere else.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look. I have to go look up the.
Do you remember his name?
I do not.
Let's not say it on here.
I remember what he looks like. I remember what he looked like.
I remember a white dude. That's
he
it.
was a bald white dude. That's all I remember.
Was he bald?
He was bald, yes.
I didn't remember him being bald.
That's all I remember. But I remember he was...
So he was bald. He was white from chin to the back of his head.
He was very white.
All right. Well, we learned something about you today.
We did.
Uh-huh.
When I started that story, I did not think about the racist implications.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
This
will be the end of us, Dudley.
That really changed my viewpoint on that whole story.
Yeah. You're not going to tell it at every party?
I used to tell the story about... But the story was always that I was guilty for, because I thought my mom had wrote the poem. More than and
now
I
you wish she had. Now you wish you could say she did.
Now I can say no, she did it. I didn't write it.
The story of me writing a poem about cookies is true, by the way. I did not make that up.
I believe
I actually won in middle school some kind of thing. It went up on the wall as the winning poem about cookies, and I wanted to get it back because I liked it, and I never got it back, and I did not have any other copies. It was handwritten, so that was the first and last great Daniel made poem. That's not true. I've written poems since. No one will ever read them, except for my writing class that read it.
Just for the people who had to buy
and have copies of it still, probably.
Because they were required to by
by curriculum.
But I think our time in film school has balanced that out because we read a lot of terrible scripts.
Oh God, yeah, they were awful. Anyway. I want to talk about some video games.
Okay, talk about some video games. While
I played a couple of things this week. I played a demo for a game called Contraband Police.
Okay.
It is a new game. I think it's a small team, a little indie game. But I saw it and I was like, oh, it looks kind of interesting. It's Papers, Please. You're like a border officer, but it's 3D and you walk around, and vehicles pull in. And instead of like in Paper Please, the people walk into the shack and you check their papers. This is the vehicle pulls in, you take their papers, and you do the comparison thing like you do. You're checking for the name to match, making sure passport numbers match, making sure the passport had the right color backgrounds and stamps on it, and to make sure they look like the picture. But you're also checking the weight of their vehicle compared to what the weight limit is, as well as like you have little things that tell you if the vehicles to watch for contraband. It'll be like a name or a type of vehicle and a partial license plate. But you're also checking those. You're also marking if damage is on the vehicle because for whatever reason, which is not a reason to deny someone, but you get extra points for catching all the like busted windows and flat tires or missing bumpers or stuff like that. But you also can like if you have a reason to search their vehicle for contraband, you can like take tools and like cut open the seat and find or poke holes in the tire to find the money and the cigarettes they got hidden in there. It's really weird, and then you arrest them for contraband. It's kind of interesting. I played the demo, which is just the first 2 days of playing, and the first day is just learning to look at the documentation, and the second day is like doing the same thing, but you're also teaching you how to look for contraband, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of also hokey in that everyone is the same model. Except for like the accessories and facial hair. It looks like everyone's the same. It's just like, there's different beards and mustaches and glasses and things that go on.
Okay.
So it's clearly like a small indie game. Maybe by one person, I don't know. But I kind of enjoy playing it. But it also made me just want to go back and play Papers, Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so you can play the demo on Steam.
What's it called again?
Contraband Police.
Contraband.
Yeah,
Police.
and they have if you go to Steam, they have a demo. You can try to play the first 2 days, the prologue or whatever.
Is it a completed game?
I think it might be an early access. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check. But it's like a cool concept because that's what got me in it. It's like, it's like Papers, Please. But with you actually walking
with
around
3D
and checking for it's not out yet. Okay, so you can only play the demo.
Okay.
And there is apparently a closed beta you can get invited to.
Okay.
So the demo's up, and a planned release sometime Q1 of this year. So it's not actually out yet. So you can check out the demo for it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to keep an eye on and see how it gets polished and made better. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
It's also fun to ask people, step out of the vehicle. It's also all like Russian accents too. So
yeah.
With a bunch of made-up countries and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's car's a piece of junk. And they all have parts missing or busted windows or whatever.
Sounds like Russia.
Yeah. Then I also played a game that is available on Xbox Game Pass for free. Or you can get it, pay like $15 for it. Called Donut County.
Technically not free. You pay
I pay a subscription. So I pay the whatever $5-10 a month it is. It's called Donut County. Have you seen this game?
No.
I'm sure you have.
No.
It's a weird game.
Yeah.
The gameplay is basically you go to these different areas from people who have ordered a donut from a donut shop run by a raccoon.
Of course.
And
I'm with you
instead
so
of
far.
sending them a donut,
Yeah.
he opens a little hole in the ground, and it goes around, and things fall into the hole. And as things fall in the hole gets bigger, and you can get bigger things. So think Katamari Damacy, where you can roll things up. Kind of like that, except not necessarily on the grand scale. Yeah, I said that you have seen this.
I thought it was a mobile game, but
It's been around for a while. I think it may have started on the mobile, but it's been around for a while.
Okay.
But it's kind of just a silly story of this girl and her friend who's a raccoon who runs a shop, and all he's cares about is making these deliveries through his app, and but all he's doing is opening holes and collecting stuff as people's trash, as they call it. But he's sucking up the whole town. And
everything is trash.
So everything's told from the point of view of everyone down in the hole, 999 feet below the ground, and all the people who have been sucked into the holes mad at him because he's there, and he's like, "Why did you do this?" And he's like, "I didn't do it." And he's like, "Well, maybe I did it." And then it turns out that he was doing it maybe unbeknownst because the Trash King, also a raccoon, and his raccoons are all taking over the world by taking everyone's trash. So then, the boss fight is you going and fighting the Trash King and his giant quadcopter thing. It's a weird game, and it's really funny. It has a lot of humor to it, and I kind of enjoyed playing it, even though it wasn't hard. It wasn't. It's just moving a hole around for most of the mechanic, and then you have to do a little bit of puzzle-y stuff, but not much. It's not a hard game. It's just kind of a short, amusing game. I think I played through the whole thing in an hour.
Oh, okay, that is short.
Yeah, maybe 2. I don't know. But I was like, it was cute. It was worth the price of, it was, I wouldn't pay
$10 a month.
Yeah, whatever it is I paid for Xbox Game Pass. It's free with air quotes. So I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And it just
let's put it this way: no additional cost.
Yeah.
It's cost you've already paid.
But yeah, it's just this weird little game about
raccoons
opening a hole in raccoons.
Opening holes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds weird.
Yeah, Eden was watching me play it, and she was like, "What are you playing?" I was like, "It's hard to explain."
Yeah.
So yeah, I played that.
Okay.
I went through that because I was just like, I've seen this game so many times in ME3. I wish it was more like Katamari Damacy, where you start really small, and then you just keep working up bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you're sucking up whole continents. But it doesn't quite do that. It doesn't quite go that far. It's just kind of each level is just a small area, and you go through, and there are little puzzle-y things you do in it that you have to figure out. But overall, not too difficult. But it's fun. It's cute. It got some humor to it. And then I played some more Crusader Kings III.
Yeah? Is it back on that?
I picked it back up. Check in on Ireland. I was a lot further along than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Becoming the King of Ireland. I was already the King of Ireland.
I thought you were pretty close.
Yeah, I was already the King of Ireland.
Yeah.
There was only one duchy I did not have. One petty kingdom.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, I just need the one, but I'm broke right now. I guess I'd spent all my money the last bit before I stopped playing last time once I became king. So I was letting my money build up, and while I was doing that, I had a scheme running to get the petty king of this duchy to like me. You can do a scheme to basically sway people to have better opinions of you. It's one way to improve people's opinion of you. And so I was slowly pushing it up pretty high. And because if they like you enough, and there's enough other things, there are a bunch of values that play into it. Yeah. If you can get above a negative point value on it, you can ask them to become your vassal, and they'll just be like, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't enough. I was like negative 9 points from it. So I was like, well, if I get him to like me a lot more, it'll push me over the point threshold, and he'll say yes. Uh-huh. So I was doing that for like a couple of years, in-game years. Yeah. So while I was doing that, I also had other things going on, like as a 60-year-old man, having more children.
As they did.
Yeah. I swear, when I played today, I had
lots of sex.
4 more children. I had, like, really quickly, I just had a daughter, and then I had...
No good.
I already have a son who's
I
have a son in his 40s.
You gotta get a new son.
Well, maybe almost 50.
That one might be too old now.
Well, he's disfigured. I've talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
He's wearing an iron mask because he's disfigured.
But Does he have children?
Yes, yeah.
Are they disfigured?
No. Well, no, he got disfigured by war that I sent him to. Yeah, I covered this a while ago when I was playing this before.
Yeah.
But, so I'm thinking, well, my guy's 64, I think.
Gonna drop dead.
Yeah, he's gonna drop, but he's in really good health. Apparently still getting laid. Because I got another daughter, and then, 2 more daughters, and then twin boys.
Oh.
Which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh.
So I had to name, all of a sudden it like pops up and asks you what you want to name your kid. Popped up and has 2 name fields. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, crap, I have twin boys. So here I am sitting on like 8 children or something like that. 9 children? I don't know. A lot. Which at first I was like, whatever. I have my heir, the man in the iron mask. And
I feel like there's going to be like
lead.
the War of the Twins coming up somehow.
I have some concerns. Because so far I'm doing really well.
Uh-huh.
I eventually did cock the guy to become one of my vassals, so I am the true king of all of Ireland, the entire island. So this is great. I have some people fighting within, but they didn't really include me. They just like fighting over counties and stuff, and I'm just like,
stop that.
Stop it. And most time I tell them stop, and they stop. There was one duchess who was starting a war and won, but I have a good relationship with her but she kind of tried to be a dick. But that got settled later. So I have all these children, and then I was reading on my laws of secession because I assumed, it's like medieval times. It's the early...
Oldest boy.
Yeah, the year 1088 or something is where I'm at. And I thought, the oldest son. Well, that's technically true, but they don't inherit all of the titles. I thought he gets all. So he gets most of them. He gets the kingship, he gets the kingdom, he gets the couple of the major duchies that like the primary seat. But there are 2 duchies now that go to my second son. And it might get split between 2 sons, actually. So, which is weird. Mm-hmm. And also there's an election thing going on. Because it's a tribal era. So... I don't get to actually decree that only the oldest son inherits all the titles. I can change those laws, just not yet. The problem is I have to increase my crown authority, which I've done once. Mm-hmm. But in order to do it again, I gotta wait 30 more years.
So your dude will be 90
if he lives that long. And I have to get enough, what did they call it? Discovery or whatever. It's like the learnings thing. And I can earn this, I forget what it's called, some weird long name. Basically the understanding of these feudal laws type thing. And once I unlock that, plus wait long enough, I can increase my crown authority to level 3. and then I can change the law, assuming everyone's okay with it, so basically I have to have the whole kingdom happy with me, which is I do right now, but I can't change it yet because I don't meet the other requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm concerned that, well, one...
You've lost the audience?
No.
Are you concerned about that?
No, not at all.
My eyes started glazing over a little bit there.
Well, here's the deal. Odds are my current king is going to die at any moment. He could die any day now. Uh-huh. Or he might live for 20 more years. I've had it go both ways. So who knows how long he's going to be king. So my other son can become king. So he's going to lose some of the small duchy titles to one of his brothers.
Who's going to try to take the throne.
I'm worried. I'm concerned about what might happen there. Because the older brother already disfigured. I don't know what people think of him, but it's his, the time period as being what it is. I don't know. So I'm hoping he gets things in order so that his son can then inherit everything and we move on. But I worry that the second son will be a problem, or maybe the twins might be a problem, because I have had too many children. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he's still having children at 60-something years old. Probably because he married like a 30-year-old wife. Mm-hmm. That might be it, now that I think about it.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's been interesting. Mm-hmm. We shall see how it goes. I don't know.
Yes. See, you start talking about Crusader Kings.
Yes.
And I always remember after it starts out, oh, that's interesting. That's fascinating. And then you start going into stuff, and I'm like, okay. You got some numbers and stuff. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
It's a wonderful game.
I've never been able to get into it.
It has a bit of a learning curve. The new one is super easy, and they make it a lot easier. They hold your hand a lot more to help you get through it. Mm-hmm. But I learned it on the second one, which was less hand-holdy. Mm-hmm. So it's a little hard to get into.
I tried to play the second one at one point.
You should check out the third one. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I downloaded it, I think, at one point. But then I was like, I'm not going to play this. And I uninstalled it.
You got to give it a go. Give it a go.
I needed space. To install Battlefront 2, so I think I deleted it.
And then I played one more game today, also on Game Pass. Carto?
Carto.
Yeah. It's this cute, really beautifully animated game where you play this little girl who's with her grandmother, I guess, in an airship.
Yeah.
And they have this, cartography map, a map that has tiles for each pieces of the islands and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can take the pieces, and you move them around, and it shifts the actual geography.
Oh, okay.
And
so you're world building with tiles.
Yeah, but the opening cinematic is, she shows this to you, and you're like, whoa! And then you're fiddling around with them, and you take the one with the tile with the airship, and they put it next to a tile that has a thunderstorm, and the ship gets struck by lightning tips over, and you get dumped out with a bunch of the pieces of the map.
Okay.
So you land on the island, and so basically you start off small, just a piece of the island, no one's around, and then you're wandering around, you're picking up these pieces of paper that have the island on it, and you look at your map, and you move the pieces around and turn them, and they have to line up. Land have to line up with land, and then the oceans have to line up. And you're finding places to put them so you can then walk over to that part of the island and find more stuff. And then as you do it, people show up, or they'll be like, you run into a guy who's like, I can't ever remember where my house is. I know it's on the east side of the island, whichever way east is. Mm. So I took an empty tile that was just a piece of land that had nothing on it, and I moved it to the east side, plopped it down, and his house appeared.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, there it is. Or no, I moved his tile over to the east side. That's what it was, the tile he was on. I moved it over to the east side of the island, and then suddenly, oh, there's my house and my wife. And it's this weird little game where stuff doesn't show up unless it's a puzzle game.
It lets it in the right place.
Exactly. And I'm really enjoying it. It's really cute. I love the animation, and the artwork is fantastic looking, and it's just a cool little game. I really like it.
Sounds like an interesting concept.
Yeah, and so you go through this thing, and then you sail to another island, and I'm still exploring and finding more pieces to add on to the island, so I can keep looking around.
I get the name of it now.
Yeah, Tartographer.
Tartography.
Yeah.
Tarto.
Yeah, but her name's Carto. So,
because she's a cartographer.
Yeah. Yeah, she comes from a family, at least, of a cartographers. So,
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of cool because it kind of plays, in my mind, it plays on the idea that, like, you're wandering around, you don't have a complete map. It's hard to, know where you are. But then as you, like, fill in the map, you realize, oh, these things are, even though you're actually rearranging it, but it also kind of plays with the idea of the island seems bigger than it is because I didn't realize this piece was here or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of fun. It's a really cool concept.
Huh.
So
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. That's why I was playing before we started doing the show, and you were like, let's do the show. And I'm like, I'm playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Well, that's all I played.
That's good.
Yeah.
You played some games.
I played a lot more than you did.
Yes,
you were looking at states for some reason.
That was a week ago. I looked that up. So these actually may not even be accurate anymore.
Oh, you think if someone in one of those states downloaded the last episode?
Maybe.
You could have scratched them off.
I'll scratch it. Yeah, I didn't check today.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at it last Monday, I think it was. So, yeah. So, possible. We may not
All right,
have
get
to
the word out. Go
word.
to these states or find someone in those states and download an episode.
Tell them to download an episode.
Just subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, that helps us a lot.
Yeah.
And
just
that gives it a lot of downloads.
Maybe next week. By next week, we could announce that we are in all 50 states.
Maybe.
Then
Mm-hmm.
we got to work on Antarctica and maybe Australia.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Then we'll start working on the other countries.
Yes.
We'll go up to the countries.
That sounds harder.
Or should we do the continents first because there's less of them?
Yes.
And then we'll start doing countries.
Just as honing in.
We'll start with... we did North America, now let's do...
We need someone who knows someone in Zimbabwe.
We did everyone in America, now let's do all of North America. We gotta get all the provinces of Canada. And all the... all
the states of Mexico.
Is it states of Mexico? I don't know.
It has something like that.
Yeah. Mexico and then...
what about counties, Dudley? Do we want to do counties?
I can't.
They're called parishes in Louisiana.
I can't see it that far.
Yeah.
It gives me like population centers or whatever. So like it'll say so many in Houston or whatever, or so many in Dallas area, but it's not like a map of that at that point.
Okay.
It's just a list of information. And I don't get that low. I can see the state level, and that's as far as I can get.
Okay.
And then I can see the country level for sure. So break up by country, I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll see. But yeah. I think we should go for Canada next. I like Canada.
Okay.
I say that I've never been to Canada.
No.
I don't know if I've ever met a Canadian.
No real opinion about Canada, other than that they gave us Ryan Reynolds,
and they gave us a lot of comedians.
Michael Myers,
a lot of great comedians,
Jim Carrey,
and actors, and then they also gave us some Crown,
the Tragically Hip,
Crown Royale.
Yeah,
is a
Crown
Canadian.
Royal.
Yeah, is a Canadian drink, which
I do. I used to drink a lot more than I do now, but I do like it.
So it's just saying.
Yes. No, the greatest thing they gave us was the Tragically Hip.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That's my opinion.
Well, I've got no point of reference to say otherwise.
Yeah.
So
you don't know that much about Canada. That's what we're telling you.
Yes.
That's what we're telling you.
But they sound nice.
All right. What you got? You
got
anything else to talk about?
That's all the...
You didn't play anything.
I didn't play anything, so I guess we'll go on to news for the week.
Yes.
Hitman 3 came out, and so the format of the Hitman games, right?
Yes,
it's like
you
it's
get
got a level,
jobs.
and then you just do the level, and then you get out, right?
Yeah.
It's not like an open world or anything.
Yeah,
it's like
no.
a self-contained thing.
Yeah.
Well, Hitman 3's only been out maybe, I don't know what day it came out, but it's only been out like a week.
Yeah.
Several people have already beaten the first level in like a matter of seconds.
Really?
Yeah, the record for it right now is completing the first mission in 9 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. There's apparently a way you can do it if you get in the right spot really quickly. You can see both targets in a few seconds and then run out the exit like that. And so there's a video I watched. There's 9 seconds in the mission.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe it's not that hard. I don't know.
So it's just a big open room, and they're standing there with and you got a gun.
No, they're actually
bang,
on
bang,
balcony.
walk out.
They're actually on balconies above you.
Oh.
But apparently, if you run up the stairs at the one spot, you can see one. You pop them in the head, and then you turn. The other one's on another balcony. You shoot him, and then you're done.
Huh.
Oh. Well, anyway. But there's been a little weird launch issues with Hitman 3 as typical.
Yeah.
It seems these days the game's getting launched and there's problems with them. But apparently it had more to do with the online portion of it. Because you can play the game offline, but apparently you get some benefits of playing it online.
Yeah.
And rewards or something. And apparently it doesn't work very well. It's problematic. Apparently it was even that way when reviewers were reviewing the game, they were having problems with it.
Oh, really?
Even though there weren't that many of them playing on it.
Yeah.
So apparently there's issues with the servers on their side. So take it with you. Also, there's an issue if you, because the game is Hitman 3 is exclusive to the Epic Store right now.
Oh, yeah.
Timed exclusive. But if you have Hitman 2 and 1 and 2, you can load those levels into 3.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't own it on the Epic Store, you can't do that. So if you own it on Steam, it doesn't work. Apparently they're working on a fix for it. But
they somehow link the two.
Yeah, but right now, the only way to do it is you have to buy it on the Epic Store.
Oh,
which apparently discounted for like Hitman 2 right now is pretty. It's got a good discount to it, but still you have to rebuy it to do it.
Yeah.
So there's that issue. A new Resident Evil game has been announced called Resident Evil Village.
Yes.
Which is the 7th game, I think.
Yeah.
6th or 7th. I just know that I think it's 6 because they. No, it's 7. I just know that the number was built into the title. And it makes me wonder, did they just call it Village because it has VIL on the beginning of it, which makes the VII number? Kind of. Probably. I think they did that with the last one, too.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know about it
is it's got a giant lady.
It's got a 9-foot vampire lady.
Yes. And you were, like, turned on?
Yes. I literally wrote sexy 9-foot tall vampire lady.
Yeah.
That's all I know about the game. The only reason I know how tall he was that Kotaku had an article. A guy figured out how tall he was.
Get some questionable math.
No, he basically used the door frame. In one shot to figure out how tall she was.
Yeah. But she based it off. I don't know. They based it off of like a 15th century door. That it kind of looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's tall.
Yeah, she's tall.
She's tall.
She big.
She big.
She has claws. And like a weird vampire posse.
A vampire what?
Posse.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah. There are like 3 of them. They're like the video I watched with her in it. There's one like chasing you and biting you and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like turning into bat things or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then you're like he's like running away and then gets out the door and then here she comes lumbering in and murdering.
Yeah. We'll have to check with our Resident Evil players and see what their thoughts are on Ham. And
I don't know if he's played the newer ones or not.
I don't know either.
I have no idea.
But it did remind me that they had a VR version of one of the games.
Biohazard?
That was...
which is discounted on Steam, but I don't think it's a VR version.
Really?
They had a VR version I think they were showing at PAX South that year.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that.
But I don't... Like a VR experience version, but I haven't seen... And maybe it's out there somewhere. It just the one on Steam that was like on sale didn't look like it was a VR version.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't labeled as much.
I was just thinking about it because I have a VR now.
Yes.
I was like,
you're in the club now.
I didn't try it out, check it out, but I don't remember if it's still a thing. But anyway, moving on. Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
Got a new patch this week.
Oh, did it?
Which fixes some bugs, but introduces new ones.
Yeah, that's how they work.
Some game-breaking bugs.
You can't take out bugs without putting more bugs in.
Yeah.
You gotta maintain the bug ratio.
Yes, and apparently some of them were pretty bad, but it's just tied to specific missions or whatever. So if you are playing it, you might want to be aware of those missions.
I haven't played it anymore this week, just because I just haven't felt up to it. And then, like I said, I just kind of was like, I like it, but it just felt like they were throwing so much at me, and I was just like, I don't know.
You were overwhelmed.
I was a little overwhelmed, and I'm just tired. And
you can get it for $31 now.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
One store, I can't remember, but it gets you a GOG code.
Yeah.
That you can play it for $31. You can also get the last gen console version, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One version for $35 at Best Buy, because you're basically paying $35 for a game that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But people are getting refunds. Apparently, even people who bought the collector's edition, like the $250 collector's edition, are getting refunds, but they're not being required to send back the collector's edition yet.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Project Red, was it called?
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red they will require them to send it at some point.
Yeah.
But they're not requiring them to do it yet.
Because they probably don't. What does it come with?
It's a massive thing.
Yeah, so they probably have nowhere to put them.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. It's like, is it just like one of those things, like it's going to cost them money because no one's going to ship it to them and have to pay for the shipping.
Yeah.
And then, so they're going to have to send them a box or printing a label.
Figure out what they're going to do with all these things.
And pay for it, and then figure out where they're going to put all the crap. Yeah. Open stuff. So there's that. Microsoft announced that Xbox Live Gold, which is the yearly, you can get a yearly subscription of.
Yeah.
Normally it's $60 per year. They announced it's going up to $120 a year.
They're doubling it?
They're doubling it.
Wow.
And then they were like, nah, never mind. We're not doing that. Because there was a big backlash.
I can't imagine why.
Because the people were mad.
We don't want to pay $10 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. And so they rolled it back. They
like, okay, it's just $5 a month.
Yeah, back to...
How about $10? And they were like, no. It's like, okay, back to $5. You think they would, try to meet in the middle. You know, they should have done the new Coke thing. They have a Coke formula that they need to change. They come out with a new Coke. So they should have come out with new Xbox Live, higher price.
Yeah.
Oh, no one likes it? Let's roll back to the totally old one, which is not.
Yeah, Xbox Live Classic. That's what we need.
Yes, exactly. They need to learn a thing or two.
Yeah. Look at the Coke model. There's a Diablo 2 remake in development. A remake of Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Now it's part of there's a company called Vicarious Visions.
Okay.
They're the people behind the remake of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2. So they remade those two games as one new game. It was merged with Blizzard by Activision.
Oh, okay.
And to help, part of them doing that was them to help Blizzard with the remake of Diablo 2.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm intrigued by, and I'm curious if it's going to be like a remake. Is it going to be like bringing Diablo 2 up to like Diablo 3, or is it going to be bringing it up to the new Diablo 4 that they're developing?
I don't know.
So
I do not have that information.
Well, we can
because I do not work for Blizzard.
I know that, Daniel.
Or Activision.
Moving
or
on.
whatever the name of that company.
GameStop.
Just said.
GameStop
is what I believe it's called now.
Stock.
Yeah.
Prices soared.
Yes.
For the first time in its history.
Because money is weird.
Because no one understands stocks.
Yeah.
Basically. But basically because too many people bought, or people tried to do a Christian Bale and do a Big Short.
Yeah.
Basically is how it boils down. So they try. So many people were going to short it. So many people were trying to short it that it created a weird...
There are so many people out there who have no idea what you're talking about, because they're like, Christian Bale, and it's a movie called Big Short, but they're like, wait, was Christian Bale short? I don't understand that reference. Most people didn't see that movie, right?
I saw the movie.
I did too, but that's not the point.
That's enough. You got the reference. That's good enough for me. And I can know at least a few of our listeners who probably saw that movie.
Yes. All the white dudes who saw that movie.
You're like, oh, it's about stocks.
All people who don't know anything about stocks watching a movie about stocks.
Over about a year, people have been saying GameStop stock is going down, and so people are shorting it to make money off of it. And how that works, I don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
But anyway, the combination of that and amateur day traders have basically caused the price of GameStop to skyrocket.
Really?
Like 170% in this month.
Uh-huh.
Which is crazy. So, we'll see what happens. It might kill GameStop.
Yeah, it might be just like the last
volatile,
gasp.
And they're just like, the people who own it are going to sell off just to profit and then get out.
Yeah.
Moving on. There's a new mod for Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls game.
Yes, the third one in the series.
It's not a new mod. It's been in development for like 15 years.
Yeah.
But they put in Skyrim. They're putting Skyrim into Morrowind.
So you have that backwards.
No, I don't. It sounds like I have it backwards, but I don't.
Because there was the one that Morrowind going into Skyrim.
This one's a different one.
It's a different mod.
It's a mod where Skyrim
taking
is going
Skyrim.
Yes.
And putting it in Morrowind.
Yes.
I mean, I can see the fun in that because you have the crazy stat system in Morrowind where you could just like give your agility through the roof and just jump 30 miles.
And you can literally beat Superman.
You can leaps and bounds across the island. So I can see the appeal.
Yes.
But it's kind of a weird thing to do.
Well, it started out before the mod originally started before Skyrim was a game.
Really?
It was started out. It was based. They were making Skyrim in the game based on like the story information that was out there, and then Skyrim eventually became a game. So now they're adding real places that are part of that in there.
Oh,
so it doesn't actually have the story or the quest of the original game of the Skyrim game. It's just the location. So it's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Speaking on. I don't think we have time. We may be running out of time.
Yeah.
Valve, Capcom, and Bethesda got fined.
I saw that, but I didn't read the article. Why?
For geo-blocking.
What is
Basically, they didn't sell games for the same price across the board.
Oh.
So it was like in Germany, it was the game was this price, but over in the UK or whatever, it was
higher or lower.
Cheaper. It was on sale. They weren't giving the same price across the board.
Oh.
Which in the UK or part of the United Kingdom is illegal.
Oh, okay.
And there's laws against it, so they fined those game companies for doing that.
Huh.
And because it has to be across the board, you can't because it's the same game.
Yeah.
Same product. It's
just
one you're buying in Germany or France or whatever.
Yeah.
The pricing difference can't be.
Okay.
Like that. So they got fined $9.5 million.
That's a chunk of change.
It is. And then the last thing I want to talk about.
It's a good thing that Microsoft just bought them. So
yeah, they got some money.
They got some money. They got some capital.
Bethesda bought Bethesda.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was a bunch of companies.
Yeah, I know that, but Bethesda they can cover their part. Yeah. Microsoft's gonna pick up the tab on that one.
Big Daddy Microsoft.
Big Daddy Microsoft
got the tab. So Terraria.
Yeah. Been around for a long time.
Still very fun. A guy built a house in Terraria.
Okay.
That is a giant warship. Looks like a giant freighter.
Okay.
Ship being carried by one of the robots from Evangelion. It's pretty cool looking.
Oh yeah.
It's standing in the water.
Yeah.
So it's like on one of the coasts on the outside of the map. And it's standing on the water. So it's a giant robot holding up a giant warship that's his base.
Oh, weird.
It looks amazing.
I
and
bet.
it's even like slightly tilted, so it adds a little more, dynamic to it. Go check it out. It's really cool.
I'll have to look at that.
I like that's interesting.
They took a lot of time to do that.
Yeah, I always build my base off the ground like that, but I never thought to have a robot holding it up.
Yeah, that's why you're not being featured on the internet.
That's true. That's true. Apparently, it took 70 hours to make.
Oh, that's less than I thought. It's just 2 weeks worth of work.
Yeah, I don't know if they did it in creative mode or if they did it.
I bet you it's creative mode.
Probably.
There's just no way.
But it's a fully functional base, so it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the robot doesn't move, so it's not fully functional.
Well, the base is functional.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And then also Fallout New Vegas got a new mod.
Okay.
That's been in development for a while called the Frontier. Just released on Nexus Mods, so you can go out and download it. It crashed the website because so many people were grabbing it.
Really?
Yeah. But it's up now. It's stable. It's a remake of. It's a whole new game with like three major story missions and a bunch of side quests and stuff set in Portland.
So
it's like a snowy setting, which is kind of interesting.
Huh.
So imagine Fallout with snow.
Okay.
And that's the game.
Okay.
So,
I mean, you can, because there's the Operation Anchorage part of Fallout 3.
That's probably where they developed a lot of the stuff.
So they had some of the resources.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah. So if you want to go back and check that
I don't know if I want to go back and play Fallout New Vegas.
I probably won't either, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's not actually New Vegas. It's a mod for it.
Yeah, and a mod for New Vegas. But
and that's it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well,
if you're in Idaho, North Dakota,
mm-hmm.
South Carolina, Alaska, or Alabama,
just give us a download.
Just download a few episodes.
Just do it.
Subscribe.
Just one.
Get us a lot of episodes.
Yeah, if you want to, but just if you know someone in there, just say, hey, go check out this game. Just go listen to the latest episode.
Yeah, we're trying to get to the big 50.
We're trying to get the big 50.
I was surprised we had someone in Hawaii.
Yeah, the Hawaii 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I'm surprised we have anyone downloading it.
We do. We have more than ever.
I know. I don't believe it. I think you just lied to me.
I think it's the only thing I have to go off on why we have so many is because we get one or two new people that subscribe and it automatically downloads it on their phone, so we just get a whole bunch of them. And we have enough episodes now. It only takes a few of those for us to max out have our best month ever.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
The best is yet to come.
Hey, well, this is our best month. We're still in it. So,
all right.
Thank you.
So, go to our website, like, comment, subscribe. The things that give us numbers and make us realize that we do have people listening to this show. And
at least downloading it.
At least downloading it. May not listen, but you're at least downloading it.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May. And this has been Dan and Dan.